This lonely world we live in, past lives from distant times. The stars in heaven fall into a hole in time. This twisted fate and fake reality weaves the web where dreams entwine. But you and me remain, your heart bound by mine.
Alright, good evening everybody. I hope y'all are feeling good. How is planet Earth tonight? Everybody feeling good? Tuning in? Alright, good evening everybody. I hope y'all are feeling good. Okay. How is planet Earth tonight? Everybody feeling good? Alright. Spreading positivity. Welcome to the room. Welcome to the channel. I'm just getting everything all set up here. Like another 2 seconds, you guys. I lost my news window. I need to find my window. There we go. Got it. Taking off. Oh, the spaceship is here. What's up, Skull Buffs? Glad you could make it. Ooh. Feeling good tonight. We're like level 4 on the spaceship. Spaceship is launched. Spaceship is taking off. It's been a while, huh? Finals? It's all good though. Look, I'm just glad that we have active viewers on this stream that care about their education. You know what I mean? I love that. I love being able to talk to you guys. Having this time. Let me get the light set up better so you can see an alien. Alright. Ooh, how's everybody doing, man? Cool. I'm glad y'all caught up, bro. So glad that you're here. You're making the decisions to end up staying up to date, man, on what's going on in the crypto sphere. Because this is Sovereign Starseed. For anybody that's tuning in for the first time, make sure that you get over to twitch.com in order to participate in the chat. In fact, pretty soon we're going to actually only be streaming from Twitch. So, just let you guys know, I want you guys here. I want everybody here, because this is a beautiful, beautiful experience to be going through. And, you know, we got goals. As you guys can see, we got some goals to try to get some followers set up. That way, I could get my own, like, little Twitch subscription button. I've been learning that you can't even get a subscription button until, you got, like, 50 followers. So I was like, alright, let's set up a goal. You know what I'm saying? This is Sovereign Starseed, though. Every night, 10 p.m. Mountain, 5 o'clock Universal. We're spreading the knowledge with the cryptocurrency news. Always from a sovereign perspective. Always having fun in chat. Always having fun. We're going to start streaming some more IRL. Oh my gosh, that's going to be so fun. In fact, I'm going to be sending the machine in the spaceship to the space mechanic. So we're not even going to be streaming from the spaceship in a little bit, but it's okay. Everything is still live. Everything is still lit. In fact, if you guys want, you can start to participate in the music on this by adding things. Like if any of you guys use SoundCloud, you can start to become the DJ of the spaceship. I'm going to start to set something up for that. Maybe. We're going to see something else, man. So, anyways, so glad that everybody's here to make it. And, yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. We also do esoteric knowledge. We also study, you know, some deep knowledge as well that helps people hear exactly what they want to hear. And I've been getting some great compliments on that, so thank you to everybody that has been speaking up about that. So, yeah, let's go ahead and hop into it. First with the cryptocurrency news. I just wanted to go ahead and say that, you know, this is why I have this page up here that says the connection is timed out. This is not a mistake. So this says the server at Crobit is taking too long to respond. So what is Crobit? So Crobit was basically a meta search engine that I used to love to use. And I still want to use it. And what it does is that I would use it every day. And what it does is it uses Google and Yahoo, like Google and Bing, and a few other things to search multiple search engines with one query. So it's a meta search engine. And what makes that really cool is that I was able to end up surfing like all over the web. And I was able to like find like a whole bunch of cool information just with one query, and it was oftentimes much better than just going to Google. Alright, so, you know, that's interesting just because like, now that net neutrality, basically the day that after the FCC had repealed the net neutrality rules, this search engine went down. And not only is it a search engine, a meta search engine, but it also, what it does is when it takes your search query, it will actually strip away your IP address and all identifying information from you, so that way when your search query goes out to Google and Yahoo, they don't see who's been searching for it, so that way you don't get like cluttered with all this stupid crap ads for something you wanted to find just one time. Like you wanted to search for camera tripods one time in 2015, and now forever you're going to be inundated with ads for camera tripods. And so I didn't like that. And so like I used this website because it would strip away all personally identifying information before it would send that to Google and Yahoo. So I loved that. But now that the net is no longer neutral, we can see that like I'm not able to actually use my search engine anymore. And in fact, I'm going to have to end up using Google. So it sucks. And I'm going to have to use Google without the privacy there. And so that's why I cannot wait for some of these other cryptocurrencies to establish themselves, so that way these decentralized search engines and things like that, oh yeah baby, you can bet Sovereign Starseed is going to be lining up to be using something like that. My name is Seth. My friends call me Silky. You can call me Sovereign, Sobstar, whatever you want to call me. And you know, I really respect my privacy. It's one of the biggest assets that we have, especially in today's day and age. You know, and I wasn't the first one to see this. You know, people like Steve Jobs and other privacy advocates definitely could see that, you know, it's something that's very, very valuable to you. And as soon as, you know, they're not able to find out who's searching for these terms, that's why, you know, the neutral net is starting to take effect on some of my favorite sites. As you can see, if you guys are interested in it, go to Krobe.it. Try to check it every once in a while, and you'll be able to maybe see if it'll come back, because I'm going to continue to see if it'll come back, because, yeah, as I said, I'm just not interested in using those other ones. Let me check this out. New screen is down. Yes, it says that this connection is timed out. So, Scobus, that's not a fluke. That's basically me trying to show you that this is my search engine right here that I currently use that is not available anymore because of the FCC decision, is really what I think. So that's not a fluke, bro. Like I'm showing you right now, this is the beginning of what happens when you do not have a net that you can depend on for neutrality. So yes, exactly. The screen has timed out. It says the server at Krobit is taking too long to respond. The site could be temporarily unavailable or too busy. And so there you go. And it pretty much happened like right after the FCC made their decision. And so if you guys know of any other meta search engines that still allow you your privacy, please go ahead and just throw it out in chat. Yeah. So exactly, bro. That's on purpose. So next in the news, I just wanted to go ahead and talk about how Observer.com has put out an article today that says 3 blockchain companies that could change everything in traditional lending. Let me turn this down a bit. This music is getting a little distracting. So, more than $3.3 billion was raised in ICOs this year alone, and it's just showing some amazing strides. So these are 3 blockchains that are going to go ahead and change lending, and this is pretty beautiful. So anybody that's in investment banking classes, check this out. Something very good to be bringing up in class. Something very innovative, something very forward thinking. Do it with honor, because these types of things are going to affect, you know, everywhere, including schools and traditional institutions as well. So nobody is safe from the crypto. Okay? So, alright, check this out. Salt delivers an alternative route. Have you heard of Salt? Salt delivers an alternative route to make money from cryptocurrency assets without giving up your position. It's a lending platform which uses blockchain to back loans. In simple terms, Salt brings the ability to list your blockchain assets as collaterals for a cash loan. Every crypto asset holder can lend them to anyone else, receive interest, and regain their crypto asset as soon as the loan is paid back. Salt attracts investors by offering no prepayment fees. The interest rate depends on the mutual agreement between the involved parties. Very sovereign, right? The process for applying for a loan is also much more straightforward compared with traditional services. No credit score is required, and instead of focusing on borrower's history, Salt pays attention to his or her cryptocurrency and assets value. Such model may appear risky at first, but it's not, as all loans are secured with legally compliant smart contracts. That's amazing. Legally compliant smart contracts. And Salt has been around, so like they're not new. You know, they've been there. So they've been around doing their thing, making sure. So I think that's really cool. And then, so Salt is something that I was thinking about getting into myself for a little while ago. And now that we're starting to see some more headlines, oh yeah, baby, Gonna be looking more into that, because lending your cryptocurrency is one of the smartest ways to continue to build and compound, which is oh yeah, I like that. And compound your cryptocurrencies. And so you can still compound your cryptocurrencies, while giving other people the opportunity to get in and to learn about it. So I think that's beautiful, and Salt is just one area that's allowing that to happen. The Jabrel Network is the second one. Another disputing crypto lending project is the Jabrel Network. It's a place where users, brokers, and investors can tokenize their financial assets and sell them on blockchain for profit. Even though the platform is still in development, it receives strong support from cryptocurrency enthusiasts and ICO investors. Its pre-sale ICO was more than success and raised over $3 million. So it's pretty cool. Jabril seeks to ease the process of converting cash and other financial instruments into cryptocurrencies. It enables individuals and organizations to store their valuables into stable and transparent money tokens. In return for the assets, users get depository receipts that run on Ethereum ERC20 compliant smart contracts. ERC20 is a protocol right now that allows for Ethereum contracts to operate and do a lot more. So this is beautiful. So, and it says they're fully anti-money laundering, know your customer compliant, meaning that they are based on real financial regulations. They're based. That's very, very important, and I like that. So it means that they're based on real financial regulations, but they haven't given themselves over. They haven't given up their sovereignty. So they're upholding the honor of the current systems, but that's not trying to end up saying that, hey, we are, we're going to continue to do those types of things that they say. We're going to need to do things that maybe we'll need to do to continue the longevity of the platform. So I think that's pretty cool. So it says, for starters, Jabrel, let me just go ahead and check the events. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, cool. Yeah. So ETHLend, yeah. And so that's really cool. It's going to support 6 fiat currencies with 2 money market instruments, but in the future it plans to support more currencies, marketable securities, commodities, and even equities. So these guys are definitely taking cryptocurrency. Jabril Network knows that it's serious. So they're definitely going to do that in a serious manner, and I love that. ETHLend. ETHLend is a facilitating platform for both borrowers and lenders. Here, lenders and borrowers can meet up and decide everything from loan duration to the interest rate. Like Jabril, the platform runs on Ethereum network and uses ERC20 tokens. Act as a deposit on the loan. If the borrowers succeed to repay their debts, all the collaterals are forfeit. It works like most of the fiat peer-to-peer lending services, except the service is on blockchain and uses LEND tokens. So I think that's really cool. And so you guys, as you can see, these are 3 different investment platforms that are going to be changing the game for lending. And so as, sovereigns, let's go ahead and think about this. What are the detriments to this? What are going to be the problems that we're going to see with this? Let's start off with the problems. So, what could the problems be? Could we see, possibly, people ditching their accounts after they have gone bad on a contract to create a new account? Could people try to take transactions to different blockchains to hide their illicit affairs? Could we see regulations coming in and trying to stop something should it become successful? Could we see regulations just coming in, period? Those are just some of the questions to ask for some of the detriments there, but also for some of the benefits. Let's go ahead and think about this. Is it going to allow us to trust each other a lot more explicitly and easier? Is it going to give people the opportunity to make good on their word in markets and areas where they haven't been able to in the past? Is it going to end up lowering the barrier of entry for people that may not have as much money to start off in something like a traditional fiat market? I absolutely love thinking about the answers to these questions because that's really where it's supposed to go. in order for us to like have some original thought to contribute to this space, because in cryptocurrency, you know, it's going to be a very, very big aspect of our lives going forward. And you know, we need to be contributing as much original thought as we can to this. And so that's why thinking about it sovereignly is what we get here on this channel. So next, in the news, just want to talk about how Cointelegraph put out an article today that says blockchain shifting from Internet of Information to Internet of Value. So it's just the emergence of blockchain technology brings a revolution to this industry, which is already visible in the areas of improved reliability and earning opportunities. Darren Craig, founder of Richtopia, says, with the rise of blockchain technology, socioeconomic transactions are improving and becoming more democratic as we shift from the Internet of Information to the Internet of Value. According to CAG, there are numerous benefits of having blockchain technology frameworks within social media platforms. First, it could help tackle fake news through establishing a rewards-based credit rating system for journalists and bloggers, which then could get embedded to all websites. Second, it could improve user data privacy by providing people an option to opt in for sharing programs where they automatically get paid in cryptocurrencies when their data gets sold to third parties. Now that is something that, if you know, Google and those types of companies want to continue to exist, they're going to have to bend over to something like this. They're going to have to reward people in cryptocurrencies for sharing their data, just because there will be competition out there, and it's going to end up giving people a lot better opportunities than what's currently being offered. So I'm loving it. Oh, I'm loving it. Third, it could improve automation through the use of smart contracts where blockchains could interact with multiple platforms simultaneously on a user's behalf. For example, Facebook could speak with Twitter, could speak with Instagram, could speak with Reddit, and so forth on a much deeper level than available at the time of writing. This is awesome. Fourth, the social media platform itself is based across distributed ledgers. This could help improve security because, for example, Bitcoin is one of the only valuable things online which has never been hacked itself. So I think this is fantastic. So let me just go ahead and get over here and see if anything else is happening. Okay, cool. But yeah, you know, I think this is really good, you guys. Think about this. What could be the benefits and the detriments of having blockchain integrate itself and bake itself into social media? I think there are some very good benefits that are here, but I also think that there might end up being some detriments as well in the future. You know, could there be something like being exiled from certain parts of the internet just because of the way you think? Just because of the other websites that you look at outside of that? I'll give you an example. Last night we reported on Twitter's exodus and how tomorrow it's going to start to enforce some very strict rules on its people, and it's going to look at the other websites that its users are using, and if it doesn't like the other websites that you're using, it's going to ban you. And so what that's doing is that's going to open up a lot of innovation for new areas of people that are going to try to take Twitter's place. Let me ask you guys this. What are the detriments of Twitter falling? And then also, what are the benefits to Twitter falling, and maybe having some competition, you know? I think that all of this is definitely sound, and it also talks about exactly why in the past few months Twitter has opted to double the length of its messages. And so I think that also, you know, we're going to see a few more features come out of Twitter very soon in order to do its hardest to retain customers, because there are going to be alternatives out there such as Gab.ai, which if I get banned from Twitter, guys, just know this is where I'm going. Going to Gab.ai, and then it's a social network that champions free speech, individual liberty, and free flow of information online. All are welcome. And in fact, I might as well just go ahead and start setting one up, just because you know, I know at some point Twitter may not be down with that. Hey, what's going on? What happened here? Oh, Skullbush just followed. Yo, there we go, bro. I don't even know why that happened. Like, Okay, that's awesome. I thought you were already on the squad, but yep, dude. Thank you. Cool. We're gonna reach that goal, 50 followers, and then you know what else? We're gonna end up starting to set up some cool donations too. Some because there have been people that have been asking about that as well. So y'all want to contribute? Y'all could contribute. I don't mind. It's gonna be so much fun. Dang man, that is so cool. Yo, I am so excited right now that all of that just worked. And like, did you see all the things pop up on the screen? Like, oh, that was fun. Okay, spaceship is working. Oh, but there are some things that I'm already seeing that I'm all like, we gotta tell the mechanics. Anyways, my friends, next I just want to go ahead and talk about in the news, BTC manager. How did that happen, bro? I know, right? I'm loving that. Dude, they were going to end up making this thing so much fun. Especially, like, once we end up hitting the ground. But on the ground, like, there'll be different things. So, like, yo, that happens every time you pop up emojis in the chat. So, just, yo, I don't even care if you guys go crazy in the chat. Like, eventually it's going to be so much fun. Like, it's going to be hard for you guys to read the chat. That's when it's going to be so much fun. The spaceship is going to be transmitting. Oh, my gosh. Sabra Sarsi is going to be taking in all these transmissions. Oh my gosh. It's going to be so good. Anyways, next, btcmanager.com article. They say the European Union formulates strict cryptocurrency regulations to deter terrorism sponsorship. So, alright, let's just go ahead and take a look. Just because, as this is, cryptocurrencies provide an exciting and easy way to carry out financial transactions due to their ability to offer cheaper money transfers, speed, pseudo-anonymity, and the elimination of third-party interference. But, you know, ultimately the EU hopes to weed out the handful of bad actors in the space, or at least reduce their ability to manipulate digital money in their favor. Specifically, these new rules will go a long way in expelling criminals who engage in acts of money laundering and terrorism funded by cryptocurrency. So, you know, I think that it's cool that they're trying to do this, but I want the EU to know that we don't need you to help us weed things out. Like, it's just like a whole big ol', everybody is just kind of like running on their own decentralized way of being right now. We don't need to have some other authority now come into the space and be like, hold the phone, I'm the new kid on the playground, and I want to tell everybody on the playground how to play. Well, bro, you're not going to get your ball that way. Bars. So like, yo, I'm just saying that, like, that's just kind of like what I'm seeing here is that, like, look, we've been operating cryptocurrencies a decade now. Okay, so it's like now that governments want to come in and they're like, hey, we want to weed out some bad actors. Okay, no, the bad actors are going to weed themselves out, my friend. That's what this whole process is about. That's what all this decentralization is here for. Look at what happened. Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, started as a bad actor, had to 180 his decision, and now he's like definitely come to appreciating cryptocurrencies and appreciating the blockchain and what it's doing for him and his company. In fact, he's creating his own. And that's really the only way to end up competing with this going forward. We don't need regulators. We don't need central agencies to come in and tell the space, oh, you guys are bad actors. This is blah, blah. Who cares? It's already here. We've already been doing it for 10 years. I've already been speaking, like other people like that have been in this space for years have been speaking to anybody that gets into the space that says, look, one of the biggest things with Bitcoin is there is no refunds through the network. Make sure you check the addresses you go through. Make sure you only send money you're comfortable with losing. Research your companies very well. If you do your research just like you would need to do with fiat, then you wouldn't end up having to worry about losing your money. I've only lost my money through one company and a few trades. Okay? And that's because I'm doing my research. I'm staying up to date. I'm contacting. I'm reaching out to them. I'm talking to them. And that's what we all need to do as we're holding cryptocurrencies. We all need to be doing this. Reaching out. Helping each other. Educating each other. Because if we don't, then the EU is going to have the room to come in and go, okay, you know what? In order to prove that we're still relevant, we're going to weed out the bad actors. Come on. Come on. We're free. We're beautiful people. We don't need the centralized regulation to be telling us how it is. But if the EU wants to set up like a page on its site that says feedback, then I think that would be pretty healthy for it to be able to end up being like, hey, let's go ahead and set up a feedback that's kind of like Reddit, and the most upvoted comments for feedback to the EU, those will be the things that we discuss at our next meeting. How would the world work? How would it work if we actually did something like that? And I'm telling you guys, it's not rocket science. I just thought of this. It's like, and this is just one of like millions and millions of ways of doing it. But just think about that. What if we ended up doing that with all of our governments? They just had a feedback page, and that feedback page looked like a Reddit thread. And the highest voted comments would rise to the top. Lowest voted comments would go to the bottom, tracked via the blockchain, so that we can avoid as much manipulation on that as possible. And there's already applications and people and frameworks out there ready to set something like this up. So that way, think about that. Every month, the government just kind of like goes in, has a meeting, and starts looking at the top 5 topics that have risen to the top of the thread based on what the people are seeing there. And they could see it live. They could see it, and they could be like, okay, look, it's really working. The things that we're talking about, we're actually presenting in front of the government, and the government is actually having to spend its time thinking about this based on what the people want. I think that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful. And like, look guys, there's so many different ways for all of this to work, you know. So many different ways. This is just one alien's way of doing it. And I have the right to change that at any time. But I'm just trying to say that my underlying point is that those people that are sovereign will not need external regulation. Okay? And the EU, I'm telling you, I was telling this the whole time that the EU, all of the governments are going to try to step in, and they're going to try to hope to weed out bad actors. They're going to try to stop terrorism. They're going to try to stop money laundering. They're going to try to help people, you know, to try to make sure that they are able to not lose their money and be safe with investing. People, we just got to educate ourselves. We just got to research our companies. We just got to read our white papers. And then we will know that we're making decisions that could be good, could be bad, but we're sovereignly going forward with that. And let me ask you this. If we were to do that and fully stand up and go, look, I know I could lose this money, but I still believe in this project, so I'm moving forward with it anyways. Would you really be going to government officials or going to other places, calling other people and whining about how, oh, I lost my money? You wouldn't. You'd be like, look, I knew what I did. I knew why I did it. And there could have been better decisions that could have been made. But that's really it, you guys. That's what I'm trying to say, is that like these things don't have to be so relevant if we just educate ourselves. Then we could, you know, go ahead and just provide some great reports to the EU and be like, here you go, guys. Check out all of these awesome transactions that we have been making just because we've educated ourselves super hard before we made any transactions. That's all it is. So, like, anyways. Yes. I know, right? We're in space headed to the moon. I'm loving this right now. I'm loving this. Yep. So, you know, like, if you guys agree with that, you know, go ahead and throw it out in chat. If you don't, you know, you got an opposing view, talk to me about it. Let's talk about it. This is all for open discourse. This is all for healthy discussion. But I just want to end up finding some good ways to reconcile everything on this planet. And that's really where we need to be getting to. Instead of like seeing our differences, we got to see our commonalities and reconcile things. So that way multiple countries and governments could just come together when something like an ocean needs help, or a rainforest needs help, or a species needs saving, an endangered species, you know? Like, there's just going to be so much more cooperation happening once that happens. And I'm not even really that worried about it, because I see cryptocurrencies and everything just happening. Light is flooding this planet now. Flooding it. So, anyways, check this out. You know, Bitcoinist.com is putting out an article that says philanthropist couple donate Bitcoin profits to cancer research. As Bitcoin continues to boom, tech investors Hallie Tecco and her partner Jeff Hammerbacher, sorry if I'm butchering your names, guys, have kindly donated profits from their Bitcoin investment to cancer research. You guys, that's beautiful. Holy cow. It's been an amazing year for Bitcoin prices, starting at $955 in January and having since climbed to $19,510. Still, now it's over 20K. Let me check right now. Let's see what the price is right now. Boom. Boom. By the way, this spaceship runs on music. It runs on good music. Yeah. Let me just go ahead and see here, because I got this really awesome app that shows me like Bitcoin prices, like coin stats. Check that out. Okay, so right now it's at 19K. But on other places, let me check Coinbase. Coinbase might be higher. Nope, 19K. Okay, so it's 19K right now, but I'll tell you what, it's reached over 20K today. And so there we go. Look, I can't even make a good prediction, guys. I try to end up telling you guys that Bitcoin's going to be 10K by Christmas, and then I'm wrong. It's 10K by freaking. It's 10K by freaking December, man. And then I try to end up in the ante to 15K. No, that gets smashed in a couple days. Then I try to say 20K. No, that's getting smashed right now. So that's why I'm going to be like, you know what, maybe 25K. I don't know. Think about what the greatest gift would be this Christmas. We've already talked about it. But it's a little slice of a Bitcoin. You know? Or just something that's beautiful to start out with, like some compounding contract. And that's what we're really going to be getting into soon. Is that we're going to be, I cannot wait to make some videos. You guys sign up using the links like in my profiles to get started. But make sure, you know, that like, if you have any questions, just ask me. But like the links in the profiles for like the USI Tech and the BitConnect and the things like that. Just make sure that we get started on that, because on the next few days, like I'm going to be able to make some videos, and having your accounts already set up would be helpful. But, you know, in order to make sure that you're doing it right, if you have any questions about it, you could also wait for the videos. But this is just beautiful. Because like this has been an amazing year for Bitcoin. And like if you see that in January it's climbed 19,000. So it's like they usually talk amongst Bitcoin investors that they can now pay off their student loans or buy a house. However, Hallie Tecco and her partner Jeff Hammerbacher announced that they would be donating their Bitcoin investment to cancer research, specifically to the MUSC Hollings Cancer Center in South Carolina. It's a move that the couple hope will inspire others to do the same. I full on support this. In a CNBC interview, Hallie Tecco said, "The investor community has benefited from the Bitcoin craze. Should use this foresight and luck to help others. We hope we are just the first." So that's beautiful. You know, much love and respect and honor and thumbs up goes to this couple here from Sovereign Starseed, because this is amazing. It said the couple made their financial investments in Bitcoin back in 2013, which they did through making an angel investment via the Grayscale Bitcoin Investment Trust, a company run by Barry Silbert, which allows accredited investors the ability to invest in Bitcoin. The couple cite that their initial investment move was driven by curiosity and a desire to diversify their portfolio, as prices for Bitcoin in 2013 reached a height of $1,163 from a low of $14 in January of the same year. $14 for a Bitcoin. Crazy, right? And let's see. I can't remember how much it said, but it said that they've definitely donated quite a sizable amount, which I think that is amazing. And so, yep, you know, philanthropy happening with Bitcoin, and they're going to end up helping out with cancer research. So I hope that these guys bought like a cool 100 Bitcoin, you know what I mean? I hope that these guys bought so much. so that way like cancer research could now have like this massive move to go boom and just push forward, so that the cures could be found so much faster. And I love it. Imagine how much they could donate if they would wait another year. But, regardless of that, this could also be a very smart move as well, because in another year the world may be converted over to cryptocurrencies, so much so that it may have been a smart move right now. This may have been the smartest time while it's at like one of these peaks. So, and every day it's a new peak. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just checking on the dashboard, making sure that things were on it. Okay, cool. That was crazy. Something like, it was like the music like whispered in my ear. It's like, whoa. Alright, next, Cointelegraph.com putting out an article saying SkyChain to conquer high-tech medicine cornerstone and big data. So this is a really cool article that says, as you probably know, startups that combine blockchain and AI are all the rage. For example, the Singularity Net project, which intends to create a blockchain ecosystem to host a lot of specialized AI systems, has raised more than $150 million from almost 10,000 investors via an ICO. See, that music is whispering. That was crazy. Anyways, when evaluating the chances of success, you need to keep in mind that in the core of the idea of artificial intelligence, any complex AI must be trained, otherwise it's mostly useless. In the case of healthcare AI system, you need to provide massive amounts of data so that it can learn. The more data you provide, the more accurate the AI becomes. But big data issues are that the problem is healthcare big data is extremely expensive. Small independent neural network developers can only dream about having it. Even corporate giants can scarcely afford a sufficient amount of such data. For example, IBM has obtained only about 1% of the big data it needed for training its famous AI system, Watson, by acquiring a leading provider of cloud-based healthcare data and analytics for $2.6 billion. And that's still, they still were seeing that like it wasn't even that accurate. And so like what's fascinating to see with all of this is not only is big data a problem, but also there are companies already trying to see ways forward with that. Not sure with what's going on in the Android space. Don't really care because they end up taking a lot of privacy from people. But I know that Apple's new iPhone X has a neural network built into it, and they've said that this is the future for their devices to come. So I also have a feeling that this is not only going to end up being on iPhones, but iPads and things like that as well. And if we have things like neural networks in our hand, then we'll be able to end up providing data to things like these AIs to be able to make them very accurate. Now, I can see some benefits to these. I could see some benefits that, AI would be able to end up saying so many other things that doctors that have knowledge that's 20 years old in their head would have to compete against. And that would end up driving a lot of doctors to their irrelevancy and finding new jobs. But I could also see overarching right now a detriment to it, and that's where a lot of people would lose their sovereignty. They would end up losing their ability to learn about their bodies, to find out what they need to help them, to make them better. Because a lot of times when you get down to it, it's diet and exercise. And as long as the AI was compliant to saying things like that, then yeah, it would definitely be able to end up helping people with their health care. So, I don't know. It's one way or the other, but that's just basically what's happening right now is that, healthcare is happening from SkyChain. SkyChain is that blockchain that's happening from Estonia. And as much as I do love the country and I love the ambitions of this project, it's hard for me to try to give it a thumbs up just because it feels like AI is getting very, very close, almost too close. However, I also recognize that, it's going to be hard for this to end up staying away because AI is going to be so attractive to people that it's going to be hard for them to want to end up dealing with thinking and going through the medical procedures of a traditional doctor. So because of that, I could definitely end up seeing pluses and minuses to this. Hey, Mango's up in the house. What up, what up, what up? Yo, dude, glad that you were able to make it. So with that, I'm done with the news. Let's open up the Discord. Let's get up in here, guys. Be happy to end up talking. Boom. I'm gonna also be testing this from a test device periodically, just to make sure that we're not like going over each other, because there were times that like we were going over each other, and I'm like, yo. Okay, so I'm hopping up in the stream lounge. Anybody that wants to hop up in the stream lounge, go ahead and jump on in. Link is in the Twitter profile. It's usually on my posts as well, so go ahead and hop in. We'll have some fun talking about this stuff. Jump on in. Link is in the cool. Profile. It's usually on my posts as well, so go ahead and hop in. So yeah, if you guys want to hop in, it's all good. If not, I get it too. We're probably going to end up cutting the stream short here in just a moment, so that way we can get into some of the esoteric studies, beam some light down. Oh wait, let me get this microphone up here. Yeah, so we'll end up giving this another minute here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and start putting up that post stream. Mango's up in the house, up in the chat. Alright guys, well then with that, what I'm just going to go ahead and say is that I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in. Everybody that's being a regular. Anybody that says that, hey, I'm sorry that I haven't been able to make it to the spaceship. Don't worry, baby. It's going to be alright. Spaceship always takes off. Spaceship is always having fun, and we're thinking about you. So to our friend Ray that's out there, I hope that he's having a great time. He's definitely hitting us up, letting us know that he is making his way back to the spaceship, but it's all good. It's all good. Take your time. Take your time, baby. Don't worry about it. But yes, we're heading to the moon. Scope buffs, we're heading to the moon, the stars, and the Pleiades, and beyond. And we're also going to be teaching a lot more about Earth and her technologies as well. Because the more that we learn about the planet that we're on, the easier it is to get off the planet. You know what I'm saying, my friends? You know what I'm saying, Earthlings? Humans? My loves? So yeah, with that, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to end up taking off here in just a moment. But thank you to everybody tuning in to the spaceship, checking out the cryptocurrency news every night. You mean a lot to me. You mean a lot to this whole channel. You make this all what it's about. We're spreading positivity here. And, some of you guys have made money off of the things that you guys have said to each other in this chat. And oh man, that just makes my alien heart so warm. You see the red heart right there in the logo? Just makes it so warm when I hear about people going, man, I just learned so much from your stream, or I made some money off of what somebody said in your chat. Or man, I never thought about that before with what you said, Soft Star. And I'm all like, I know, it's all good. I never thought about some of these things before that you guys are bringing up. That's what makes this so fun. So fun. And I'll tell you this, my friends. As long as we can, we're going to be beaming down to Earth. We're going to be beaming up to the ship from Earth sometimes. Just as we're walking around, E.T. in the human body. You know what I'm talking about. But it's all good. Man. And yeah, just give me just a few minutes here, because I'm going to end this stream. And then we'll start up with the esoteric studies here soon. Boom, 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 boom. This is Sovereign Starseed saying good night to the humans of Earth. We'll see you tomorrow night at 5 o'clock Universal Time.